Three Suns Dawn, 2920. The Isle of Artaeum, Summerset. Sotha Sil watched the initiates float one by one up to the oasam tree, taking a fruit or a flower from its high branches before dropping back to the ground with varying degrees of grace. He took a moment while nodding his head in approval to admire the day. The whitewashed statue of SKYRIM, which the great mage was said to have posed for in ancient days, stood at the precipice of the cliff overlooking the bay. Pale purple proscato flowers waves to and fro in the gentle breeze. Beyond, ocean, and the misty border between Artaeum and the main island of Summerset. By and large, acceptable, he proclaimed as the last student dropped her fruit in his hand. With a wave of his hand, the fruit and flowers were back in the tree. With another wave, the students had formed into position in a semicircle around the sorcerer. He pulled a small fibrous ball, about a foot in diameter, from his white robes. What is this? The students understood this test. It asked them to cast a spell of identification on the mysterious object. Each initiate closed his or her eyes and imagined the ball in the realm of the universal truth. Its energy had a unique resonance, as all physical and spiritual matter does. A negative aspect, a duplicate version, relative paths, true meaning, a song in the cosmos, a texture in the fabric of space, a facet of being that has always existed and always will exist. A ball, said a young Nord named Weleg, which brought giggles from some of the younger initiates, but a frown from most, including Sotha Sil. If you must be stupid, at least be amusing, growled the sorcerer, and then looked at a young, dark-haired Altma lass who looked confused. Lilatha, do you know? It's Grom, said Lilatha, uncertainly. What the drew meth after they've Krevinassim? Carvinassim, but very good nonetheless, said Sotha Sil. Now tell me, what does that mean? I don't know, admitted Lilatha. The rest of the students also shook their heads. There are layers to understanding all things, said Sotha Sil. The common man looks at an object and fits it into a place in his way of thinking. Those skilled in the old ways, in the way of the Psijic, in mysticism, can see an object and identify it by its proper role. But one more layer is needed to be peeled back to achieve understanding. You must identify the object by its role and its truth and interpret that meaning. In this case, this ball is indeed Grom, which is a substance created by the Drew, an underwater race in the north and western parts of the continent. For 1 year of their life, they undergo Carvinassim when they walk upon the land. Following that, they return to the water and meth, or devour the skin and organs they needed for land dwelling. Then they vomit it up into little balls like this. Grom. Drew vomit. The students looked at the ball a little queasily. Sotha Sil always loved this lesson. 4 Suns Dawn, 2920. The Imperial City, Cyrodiil. Spies, muttered the Emperor, sitting in his bath, staring at a lump on his foot. All around me, traitors and spies. His mistress Ryja washed his back, her legs wrapped around his waist. She knew after all these many years when to be sensual and when to be sexual. When he was in a mood like this, it was best to be calmly, soothingly, seductively sensual, and not to say a word unless he asked her a direct question, which he did. What do you think when a fellow steps on His Imperial Majesty's foot and says, "I'm sorry, Your Imperial Majesty"? Don't you think, "Pardon me, Your Imperial Majesty," is more appropriate? I'm sorry? Well, that almost sounds like the bastard Argonian was sorry I am His Imperial Majesty. That he hopes we lose the war with Morrowind. That's what it sounds like. What would make you feel better? Asked Ryja. Would you like him flogged? He is only, as you say, the battle chief of Solrest. It would teach him to mind where he's stepping. My father would have flogged him. My grandfather would have had him killed, the Emperor grumbled. But I don't mind if they all step on my feet provided they respect me, and don't plot against me. You must trust someone. Only you, smiled the Emperor, turning slightly to give Ryja a kiss. And my son Julek, I suppose, though I wish he were a little more cautious. And your council? And the potentate? Asked Ryja. A pack of spies and a snake, laughed the Emperor, kissing his mistress again. As they began to make love, he whispered, As long as you're true, I can handle the world.